is Papa John's Cubs Pregame Live.
A very chilly day at beautiful Wrigley Field. Cubs will try and beat the defending world champion Giants after giving one away Thursday in the series opener. And good morning, good afternoon here from Wrigley Field in the bleachers with Todd Hollinsworth. I'm David Kaplan on Papa John's Cubs Pregame Live. Yesterday, the Cubs really gave a ball game away. We were talking with Jed Hoyer on the field a little while ago, and he said, on the ground ball that Castro booted, he said, you got all the time in the world. Explain what happened.
Well, it's frustrating. It really is. At the major league level, you've got pitchers running. Managers don't want pitchers. Ryan Vogelsong at the time, he's the batter runner out of the box. You know, it's a cold day here in Chicago. The last thing Bruce Bochy wants to see is Ryan Vogelsong full sprinting it down the first baseline. No, what he wants him to do is kind of give it a little bit of effort. If something happens, well, then maybe you have to turn it up. But don't hurt yourself. Pitching is way more important than running the bases. Starlin's got to recognize that. That's just really what it kind of comes down to. We were talking about it a little bit. I said you could have slammed your glove on the ground. You could have backed up to the grass. You've got to know how to play that. Ryan Vogelsong is not busting it out of the box, hightailing it down the line. You've got all the time in the world. You don't have to rush yourself. But again, so much of that's predetermined, and we were talking about where the Cubs kind of go from here. You got to learn from these mistakes. When this happens again, correct it, make it right.
All right, Carlos Villanueva, Matt Cain will be the matchup, and we'll preview that matchup in a little bit. But I want to talk real quick with you about the Giants and the type of approach they have. They don't have huge names in their everyday lineup. We went through it from the World Series team in 10, the World Series team in 12. You go, that team won a series? They do have great pitching and an unbelievable approach.
Well, they have a great starting pitching. They have a great bullpen. But the approach offensively is collective. That's what you see, and you saw it yesterday. For me, I think if you saw that game, you should have been impressed. No, not in the number of home runs they hit. No, not the number of extra base hits. They only had one double. It's kind of how that game broke down. Scott Feldman early on was using his fastball, getting ahead of hitters, having an awful lot of success. But as this thing started to develop, you got a little bit of traffic out there. Defense let him down a little bit. Next thing you know, 7-pitch, 8-pitch, 10-pitch at bats. Little base hit to left field, little base hit to center field. Next thing you know, 5-0's turned into 7-5, and you're like, how'd that happen?
Exactly. You take advantage of one mistake. All right, let's go down to the field. The Cubs reporter with the plan is Luke Stuckmeyer, who had a lot of news to cover today. Luke?
Well, Cap, first of all, it's going to be an exciting day here at Wrigley Field because Darwin Barney will get his gold glove finally this afternoon before the first pitch here at Wrigley Field. He should be getting the stitches out of his knee as we speak right now, and then he will head out on a rehab stint at Iowa this weekend. Darwin says he should be here ready to play soon.
I feel like I'm ready now. I felt like I was ready a few days ago. So it's just a matter of getting that first slide out of the way, and I've kept my arm in shape. I've seen pitches and all that. So it wasn't an injury that I couldn't go and do things. I could still be active, and so I feel like I'm going to be ready when I come back.
Are you looking forward to the Gold Glove ceremony?
Yeah, it'll be exciting. It'll be good to actually see it. It's been a long time since I won the award, and I haven't been able to look at it. So, it's exciting to get it. And we'll start the campaign for a new one.
Any spot set on your home for it? Or?
No, I kind of plan on holding it for a couple days. I won't put it down. Yeah, the wife will have to move to the couch for a couple days.
Well, Barney can only solidify what's been some shaky defense so far early this season for the Cubs. They lead the majors in errors. Some of their miscues certainly cost them yesterday, as the guys mentioned, against the Giants. The cold weather right now making every little play and detail critical.
Errors are, it's like walking somebody. Like I said before, the formula of winning doesn't come into play when you're leading the league in walks and errors. It's, you're going to lose games. That's the way baseball is. Those are two formulas that don't go good together.
You have to make sure you make all the plays, miss-hit balls, the wet balls, whatever it is. There's just a lot of things incorporated to it that you don't really run into in May, June, all the way through the summer. So, you have to pay attention to the details. It can be frustrating when we kick the ball around a little bit, but we just have to move on to the next play, and I think we've done pretty well, after making a mistake, to really make a great play for him, and that's the great thing about this team is we really care to make, if we do make a mistake, that the guy wants the ball the next time and to make a great play. It happened a couple nights ago in our win when Castro made a great diving play with the middle, to save a run and made a and threw him out, versus when he had one error earlier on he couldn't get rid of. So it's just that's what you have to do, just the next play, move on, and just trust that in the end it's going to pay out.
The sun is finally out at Wrigley Field. The tarp is coming off the field behind me. We're getting ready for baseball at the friendly confines. Cap, one more thing. I know you were tweeting last night about being on P90X the last 4 weeks. Holly and I would appreciate it if you stop lifting up your shirt and saying, "Want to see my abs? Want to see my abs?" We don't want to see your abs. Back to you.
It's actually called insanity, but thank you very much, Luke. Appreciate it.
They aren't abs.
Attaboy, Luke.
Love you too. There's Luke Stuckmeyer down on the field. He'll be covering the game today, and we'll have stuff from him on the post game as well, and on Sportsnet Central later tonight. All right, let's talk about the pitching matchup. Carlos Villanueva against Matt Cain. Matt Cain is one of the best in the game, yet he has an ERA over 8. This is his third start, and the Cubs have had some success against him. Villanueva off to a very solid start.
Well, Villanueva, if you're going to go off the first start, and I think that we're all getting our best glimpses of Carlos. He's going to be making his first Wrigley Field start. 6 2/3, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Great start in Atlanta. You saw all 4 pitches, the fastball, slider, curveball change. He works the count. He's 87 to 89. He's going to move the ball around. I expect him to be aggressive today, to change speeds, to change location. That's his approach. That's what he does. For Matt Cain, the story's been a little bit different. You're right. What you see is that floated ERA. That's the result of a really, really bad inning for Matt Cain against the St. Louis Cardinals. 9-run inning. All those runs were earned. And you know what? I went back and looked at the tape of that inning to say, you know what? Is there something in here I can pull out of it? There's not much. He just is flat. I got to tell you, I'm wondering if the 250 total innings he threw last year might play this year. I'll be curious to see what Matt brings to the table early in this game. His slider was flat. His fastball was down about 2 miles an hour. And his off-speed pitches just, they didn't have a whole lot of late movement to him, which he typically has. So I think really a challenge today for the Cubs hitters is going to be to see where Matt's at and get a good approach against him. If he's throwing lollipops up there early, jump on him.
Yeah, early, interesting point. 6-2 with a 245 in his career and 13 starts against the Cubs, but 5 earned in 5 innings here last September against a Cub team that finished 40 games under and a Giant team he was playing for that won the World Series. So you may be right. The innings may be starting to catch up with his right arm.
Yeah, 250 innings. I mean, that is such a big number. Matt has been logging that. He's been healthy as an ox throughout his career. And I just wonder, because I see the little bit of a drop in velocity early. Yes, it's cold, but you know what? They're in San Francisco. We're in Chicago. We probably get to complain about the cold a little bit more, so I understand it. It'll be interesting to see what you see from Matt Cain early on in this ball game. His slider got battered around by the Cardinals. It was flat. It was out over the plate. It had no bottom to it. It wasn't getting to the bottom of the strike zone. The swing and miss pitch that he throws an awful lot, it wasn't there. His fastball was up. Guys were very comfortable. I did not see uncomfortable at-bats from the Cardinals in that inning. 9-run inning. It'll be interesting to see what his bounce back is from that.
All right. We are 42 minutes from first pitch. Order your pizza right now at papajohns.com. Holly and I a whole lot more, including a look at a ridiculous brawl and some inside scoop we picked up this morning on that brawl. We'll tell you about it right here. 41 minutes now till first pitch. Go get your pizza and get some baseball right here on CSN.
Nobody does what Papa John's does.
Now, every day after the Northsiders score 3 runs, buy any pizza online and get one free. Available online only at papajohns.com with promo code NORTHSIDE. Order now at papajohns.com.
I'm feeling lousy, and I don't think I can make it through another winter.
Your old furnace is costing you money. Save 20 to 40% during Four Seasons' biggest sale of the season. New furnaces from just $17.95 installed. Furnace and AC combos from just $36.95. Plus, enjoy 5 years interest-free financing.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
This is my business.
I'm the owner and sole proprietor.
I only have one other employee, Chester.
It's a romantic notion. Be the boss, but you are alone.
Well, not technically alone.
I do have a lot of help, actually.
My UPS store.
I had this printed there.
Packing, shipping, help.
Outstanding.
Posters.
I have a mailbox there.
Best thing, they're right down the street.
The owner's a friend.
I got the account.
My team.
Yes! Careful now.
This Cubs injury report is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy. Taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy. Get there.
AT&T is talking a lot about its so-called advanced digital network. But when they upgrade you to UVerse, you end up with the same old DSL speed. Xfinity is doubling the speeds on 2 of its fastest internet tiers. That's right, double. So now gaming, downloading, and streaming happen even quicker. Don't fall for UVerse. Xfinity Internet is 4 times faster, period.
Sign up today or get started with this great offer. Call 1-800-XFINITY.
Dodge is having their showcase event. When you insist on setting yourself apart, rising above, and standing out, it can't help but be recognized. See our 2013 lineup at the Dodge Showcase event. Now get the 2013 Dodge Grand Caravan with $2,000 cash allowance or 0% APR for 60 months.
Legendary names, personal stories from the boys in the hall,
a father and a son,
and today's stars who dream to join them.
On my calendar every time I'm in town to make sure they come.
See them on boysinthehall.com. Celebrated by Subway, where winners eat.
Welcome back to Papa John's Cubs Pregame Live. Here are your hosts, Todd Hollinsworth and David Kaplan.
All right, a chilly day at the friendly confines. The sun is out, and the Cubs will look to turn the tables on the defending world champion San Francisco Giants. Game 2 of a 4-game series. Matt Cain against Carlos Villanueva. Todd Hollinsworth, David Kaplan, Luke Stuckmeyer's down on the field. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both clubs today. We'll start with the Chicago Cubs. David DeJesus leading off in center. Starlin Castro at shortstop. Anthony Rizzo at first. Soriano, Shearholtz, Castillo, Clevenger at third. Valbuena, Villanueva. One guy getting it done is Wellington Castillo.
Wellington Castillo absolutely is impressed. Good to see. You know what? He's been given the job. He's been given the opportunity, and he's making statements early. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to jump all over your opportunity. Offensively, he's been fantastic, putting together quality at-bats. Had the home run to center field the other day. A couple base hits the other way. Yeah, I mean, you want to see it keep going. That's what's so hard about this time of year, Cap. We talk about the temperature. It's 30, 40 degrees out here. We're miserable. Guys who get off to good starts, boy, it sets everything in motion in a very positive way, and it's good to see. Nate Shearholtz, another guy that had a great day just the other day.
All right, another guy to talk about is Anthony Rizzo. He's only hitting 188, but he has 3 home runs. He has 9 RBIs. He hit a big 2-run bomb yesterday the opposite way. I read an interesting article where Mike Piazza and Frank Catalanato, his manager and coaches in the WBC for Team Italy, said, don't worry about this guy. He's going to be a superstar. They love his makeup. They love the way he plays. They told him, take the ball to all fields, Anthony. You got enough power. It doesn't matter. Don't try and pull everything. What are you seeing?
Well, the adjustments he's made from his time in San Diego. Used to have his hands above his head, kind of behind his ear, really long into the strike zone, high leg kick, a lot of action, a lot of movement. What I'm seeing now, short and quick to the baseball, almost a small ball approach, small guy approach, short to the ball, keeps his hands set at the top of the strike zone, meaning he's kind of eliminated a problem pitch for himself. What I'm talking about is when your hands are there at the top of the strike zone, you know, at my hands and below is something that I might attack as opposed to above. Early on in San Diego, you'd see an awful lot of that. He was chasing pitches above his letters and was getting beat by those pitches, but his hands were even higher. So he's made the adjustments, but what really is going to be the challenge for Anthony moving forward is that sophomore thing that seems to happen to everybody, the adjustments that they make to you throughout the game. They've got video on you now. They've got scouting reports on you now. They know that you can take a first pitch fastball, 2-seamer, out to left. So they're bouncing around with their approach. You get through this year, you kind of do some things that I'd love to see him take off.
All right, let's take a look at the lineup for Bruce Bochy and the San Francisco Giants. not packed with star names except in that pitching staff and obviously Buster Posey, but Angel Pagan, Scudero, Sandoval, Kung Fu Panda, great approach at the plate. Posey, Pence, Belt, Blanco, Crawford, and Matt Cain.
It's a talented group. They probably don't get enough credit. They really do. Collectively, you saw it yesterday in their approach, and it is top to bottom, contagious. It's what I want to see from the Cubs. I'd love to see it top to bottom, good, solid at-bats. David DeJesus does a good job of that, wearing down pitchers, fouling off pitchers' pitches. This team does that, Cap. We said right there at the open, 1 double yesterday by the Giants. Yet they scored 7 runs, and you sit there, scratch your head, and go, how did they come up with? Where do you come up with 7 runs with 1 double?
All right, I do want to ask you about Pablo Sandoval, Kung Fu Panda. If you put Aramis Ramirez, for example, former Cub third baseman, and Sandoval, both taking grounders out there, you'd look and go, I don't want the fat guy, I'll take the other guy. Yet the fat guy's one of the best hitters in the game. Why?
He's dangerous. Well, I'll just say it this way. He's got mad hand-eye skills, Cap. That's really what it comes down to. You saw during the World Series last year, this man turn around 97 miles an hour. It might have hit him in the throat if he didn't swing at it. That's how good he is. He hits some of the best pitching in this game. The only complaining that you really hear about him from the Giants is that his game, it's kind of what he's capable of. Maybe he's not the best example. You saw it yesterday, ball game. He had the double, by the way, is that he'll chase a slider in the dirt sometimes. He'll frustrate you. He'll chase a pitch at the top of the zone, but you watch him with 2 strikes. Everything kind of comes back in. He takes a deep breath, and he slows things down. And he just starts fouling off pitch after pitch after pitch. And next thing you know, you throw a changeup low and away off the plate, and he dumps you in left center field for an RBI double. That's gifts. He's got gifts that other guys don't have.
Pablo Sandoval is our Comcast Business Edge. Sports at the speed of business. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Cubs bullpen. Now, Russell hasn't given up a hit in 4 outings. Bowden has pitched well. Obviously, Marmol has had his struggles. Fujikawa has had 3 out of 4 good appearances. What are you seeing from the guys back end
I think the guys are doing fantastic. Really, the adjustment or the concern, I suppose, that we would be talking about today would be Carlos Marmol moving out of the closer's role and how that would affect the rest of the bullpen. Well, you know what? Guys are doing their stuff. They're doing their stuff. I think Dale's been in a very good position. He's not overworking. He hasn't been forced to run somebody out there 5 or 6 times yet. Good balance, good results so far. I just love to see this bullpen handed the opportunity to have more wins, and that's really what's going on. I think a lot of the outs have been kind of guarding the opportunity to come back in a ball game as opposed to guarding a lead, and that's what I really want to see. James Russell's been fantastic. One thing that I picked up on James that to me at least is standing out is his ability to add and subtract to that slider. Didn't see it nearly as much of that last year. Was real good on the inside, was working it away, but it was always kind of in the same spot velocity-wise. What I feel like I'm seeing right now is that James is actually starting to add and subtract to that slider, and he's going to get even better results this year if he can take 2 or 3 miles an hour off that pitch.
All right, we've got to take a timeout. We come back. It is the talk of baseball. The brawl last night between Zach Greinke and Carlos Quentin, and what happened when the teams were boarding their bus or getting in their car to go home for the home team. We'll tell you all about it. Stick around. Papa John's Cubs pregame live here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Nobody does what Papa John's does.
Now, every day after the Northsiders score 3 runs, buy any pizza online and get 1 free. Available online only at papajohns.com with promo code NORTHSIDE. Order now at papajohns.com.
What is your business waiting for? Data demands are exploding. Bandwidth is struggling to keep up. IT costs, they're out of control. Now's the time to meet with Comcast Business about Metro Ethernet. Comcast Ethernet scales from 10 megabits to 10 gigabits per second to meet every data demand. And you'll save 30% over old technology from the phone company. Don't wait. Start saving. Call 866-429-3047 and talk to a Comcast Ethernet expert today.
When it comes to midsize sedans, no other vehicle compares to the Kia Optima. It has an available GDI turbo engine, 34 mpg highway, UVO voice-activated infotainment system, and so much more. It's no wonder J.D. Power & Associates ranked it the most appealing midsize car. Oh, have we got your attention now? Right now, get 0% APR on the Optima and see why it's one smart move.
I'm feeling lousy, and I don't think I can make it through another winter.
Your old furnace is costing you money. Save 20 to 40% during Four Seasons' biggest sale of the season. New furnaces from just $17.95 installed. Furnace and AC combos from just $36.95. Plus, enjoy 5 years interest-free financing.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
At Gerald Subaru, we're driven to give you our all. Like all-wheel drive vehicles, engineered to keep you on the road safely. All Gerald Subaru models are designed with you in mind, and all of our inventory is in stock and ready to drive home. All backed by Gerald's exclusive lifetime warranty. Come in and get the 2013 Forester for $149 per month, or the 2013 Outback for only $199 per month. It's all waiting for you at Gerald Subaru. Gerald Subaru is always a better deal, guaranteed.
Sports Talk Live, tonight at 5:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field. Cubs and Giants teed up this afternoon. First pitch here on Comcast Sportsnet with Len and JD is at 1:20. Time now for our ATI injury report. Former Cub, current Cincinnati Red Sean Marshall headed to the DL. Tendinitis in his throwing shoulder. Missed the first week of the season. Came back, pitched Sunday, a scoreless inning, and MRI revealed no structural damage, but he has been shut down. Cardinals closer Jason Mott, he of the 99-mile-an-hour fastball, shut down since late March with a strained tendon in his elbow. He'll be reevaluated the first week of May, but it appears he may be headed to Tommy John surgery and would be gone for up to a year. And the Dodgers' Zach Greinke has a broken collarbone after a fight last night. A nasty, nasty battle with Carlos Quentin. Broken collarbone will knock him out at least 2 months and maybe longer. Brawl between the Padres and Giants. Everybody talking about it.
Oh, wow. It was a wild one in San Diego last night. A little bit of history between Carlos Quentin, and Zach Greinke. Challenged him, hit him up and in. A little bit of a pause right there before Carlos busted out to the mound, and then it was like two fullbacks, two bulls running straight at each other, although Zach Greinke is by far the smaller bull. He did not end well. Yes, broken collarbone. He took on Carlos. Carlos got a pretty good shot in, boy, and when it was all said and done, a melee ensued.
3-2 pitch in the 6th inning. He hits him. Now, Quentin is telling people out west this morning that Greinke said something to him after hitting him, and he went right to the mound. What we're hearing today from people who have knowledge of the situation is Carlos Quentin told his teammates before the game started, I'm going to get him today. That's the 3rd time he's been hit. As soon as he was hit, he went and charged him. Greinke says, I did not say anything to him. Video seems to back up Greinke's position that he did not challenge him, say anything profane, and all of a sudden now you have an ace pitcher on a $148 million deal gone for 2 to 3 months.
Cap, the problem with this is more than likely this is chapter 1 of an ongoing story. It's what's going to happen next. These two teams play each other next week in Los Angeles. I have no idea where this goes, but you know as well as I do, this carried on well past the game into the parking lot last night, into the doldrums in San Diego at Petco. Matt Kemp, we've had some discussion about the confrontation between him. He was waiting for Carlos Quentin.
Right.
Go ahead.
What we were told this morning is Matt Kemp came out and was waiting for Carlos Quentin when he walked to his car. Kemp waited near the Dodger bus, confronted Carlos Quentin. Clayton Richard, who was sent to San Diego in the Jake Peavy deal, had told Quentin, I think something might go down out there. I'm going to walk you out. Now, Clayton Richard's a former quarterback at Michigan.
He's a big boy.
He is a big dude at 6'5". He went out there. He got between the two, but there is talk they might suspend Matt Kemp for going after Carlos Quentin by his car out in the parking lot at Petco. We've got to take a timeout. Holly's keys to the game, our key performers, and a bunch more coming up right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
When the Northsiders score 3, get one free. After the Northsiders score 3 runs, buy any pizza online and get the second one free online at papajohns.com with promo code Northside.
Nobody does what Papa John's does.
Now, every day after the Northsiders score 3 runs, buy any pizza online and get one free. Available online only at papajohns.com with promo code NORTHSIDE. Order now at papajohns.com.
I'm feeling lousy, and I don't think I can make it through another winter.
Your old furnace is costing you money. Save 20 to 40% during Four Seasons' biggest sale of the season. New furnaces from just $17.95 installed. Furnace and AC combos from just $36.95. Plus, enjoy 5 years interest-free financing.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
I always get the best deals online, like this offer I just got on Comcast.com.
I got my Xfinity Triple Play in like 2 minutes and got money back.
It was easy to get Xfinity Internet, which delivers the fastest in-home Wi-Fi.
We found a great offer online and saved money.
And the best part is you can do it from anywhere.
Chocolate, and thanks for wearing a robe today.
My pleasure.
Get our best offers online. Now get up to $300 back when you sign up for the Xfinity Triple Play exclusively on Comcast.com. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
They squared off all season on The Ultimate Fighter as coaches, and on April 27th, Jon Jones and Chael Sonnen will face each other as opponents. Trace the greatest fights in their careers that brought them to their title fight in the road to UFC 159. This collection of fights will show you why Jon Jones and Chael Sonnen are truly the best of the best in the UFC's light heavyweight division. These men have faced the who's who of mixed martial arts, and their best fights are available for free in the road to UFC 159, now on UFC On Demand.
Visit the iZod shop at Macy's to enter for a chance to win a 2013 Honda Accord and an iZod golf shopping spree.
I'm the winner. I'm the winner. 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 I'm a winner.
Enter soon and the new Honda Accord could be yours.
Legendary names, personal stories from the boys in the hall,
The father and his son.
and today's stars who dream to join them.
On their calendar every time I'm in town to make sure they come.
See them on boysinthehall.com. Celebrated by Subway, where winners eat.
All right, Cubs and Giants just around the corner. We'll have Len and JD. But first, it's time for Todd Hollingsworth's Subaru Keys to the Game.
Yeah, we're going to talk about them, and I think they're keys for victory today. The lefties, that's where we're going to start. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about all the lefties in the Cubs lineup today. And why am I talking about it? Well, what we picked up early so far this season, Matt Cain, 7 for 18. What's that tell you? 389 batting average. Lefties against Matt Cain. His stuff has been down a little bit. I'm keeping my eye on it. DeJesus, Rizzo, Shearholtz, Valbuena, Steve Clevenger, all these guys, great opportunities today to put something together, and most of these guys are swinging the bat well. I look for these guys specifically to have good performances today. Key number 2, counterpunch. What I'm talking about is the Cubs getting a lead, which they've been doing a much better job of lately, talking about that offense, and eliminating the mistakes and having the shutdown innings, the lockdown innings, if you will, that need to come after you score. Yesterday's ball game, Cap, we're up 5-0. Here come the Giants. 3-run inning, 4-run inning. Now we're down 7-5. That's got to stop. You put an emphasis on lockdown innings right after you score. It keeps the momentum on your side of the field. And finally, 27 outs. We've seen it. We've heard Dale talk about it. I'm talking about the extra base on balls, the errors that have plagued this team early and have cost us some wins. I mean, I looked at it on paper. This team could be 5-4 right now if you eliminate some of the errors, you eliminate some of the walks and pitching around guys and be a little bit more aggressive. It's something that every clubhouse I've ever been in, we've talked about. 27 outs. That's it. That's all they get.
All right, key performers, you get to go first.
David DeJesus sticking with the lefty theme and a nice ball game yesterday, and I expect more.
I'll go lefty. I'm going Steve Clevenger getting the start over at third base against hard-throwing Matt Cain. That is going to wrap up our Papa John's Cubs pregame live. We're back on the postgame now to Len and JD.
All right, Cap, thanks very much. This long homestand continues today. The Cubs couldn't hold that 5-0 lead yesterday. And JD, as we look at the pitching matchups, the rest of this series and into the Rangers series, Yu Darvish will get a start for the Rangers. We've got Matt Cain today, Madison Bumgarner tomorrow. Not going to be easy for this offense.
No, the weather's not warm, but some of the arms the Cubs will be facing can certainly light up that radar gun. They'll be bringing a lot of heat, and that's why you can't let these games get away. 9 games into the season now, the Cubs have already lost 2 games they should have had in the bank. They blew a 4-run lead, and now yesterday a 5-run lead.
Let's look at the highlights from yesterday. It was cold and drizzly. We did not have any delays, and the Cubs took an early lead. Bottom 3 now. Anthony Rizzo with his 3rd homer of the season already, 4 multi-RBI performances. All of his home runs coming on the first pitch. Cubs lead 3-zip. Later in the inning, Brent Lillibridge finally snapping at 0 for 18 to start the season. Little blooper out into right. 2 more runs in. Cubs lead 5-0, and it looked pretty good for right-hander Scott Feldman, but for the pitcher was a real key at the plate for the Giants. Ryan Vogelsong with a ground ball that eats up Starlin Castro to keep the inning alive, and then a bunch of unearned runs.
Yeah, and then that error by Castro, obviously the biggest play in that inning, opening the door for the Giant hitters. They took full advantage. So there were opportunities for Scott Feldman to finish off the Giants in that inning. He was not able to do it. So plenty of blame, if you will, to go all the way around in this one as the Cubs just could not finish off plays. And then an off-speed pitch to Vogelsong on a 3-2 pitch with the bases loaded to walk in a run. And the Giants take advantage of Takahashi as well. Just a frustrating day for Dale Swaim and his guys. They had that big lead and let it get away. And it's one thing to get beat. You know, if a team comes out and just beats you, but when you're walking people, kicking the ball around, not making plays you should make, that really hurts.
So the Cubs out-hit the Giants 12-9, but 4 unearned runs really proved to be the difference as the Giants take game 1 7-6. And that's going to lead us into our Firestone Extra Mile Index. We talked yesterday about the Giants and their ability to score runs without home runs. They didn't hit a homer yesterday. They didn't hit a lot of home runs last year, but they still found a way to score.
Yeah, they were last in the National League in home runs last year, but they scored enough runs to support their pitching staff to win. There you see it, actually dead last in all of Major League Baseball in home runs, but they hit for high average. They move around the bases. They go first to third, score from first on doubles. They have pretty good team speed. And they're really good on the road. That's the thing. Their ballpark is going to suppress offense. They scored more runs on the road than any team in the National League last year.
So Carlos Villanueva, who originally signed with the Giants 11 years ago, will get his first home start as a Cub against the aforementioned Matt Cain. And when we come back, the Gold Glover, Darwin Barney, who should be back in the Cubs lineup on Tuesday against the Rangers, will chat with our Luke Stuckmeyer coming up next.
When the Northsiders score 3, get one free. After the Northsiders score 3 runs, buy any pizza online and get the second one free online at papajohns.com with promo code Northside.
Nobody does what Papa John's does.
Now, every day after the Northsiders score 3 runs, buy any pizza online and get one free. Available online only at papajohns.com with promo code Northside. Order now at papajohns.com.
This Cubs injury report is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy. Taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy. Get there.
AT&T is talking a lot about its so-called advanced digital network. But when they upgrade you to UVerse, you end up with the same old DSL speed. Xfinity is doubling the speeds at 2 of its fastest internet tiers. That's right, double. So now gaming, downloading, and streaming happen even quicker. Don't fall for UVerse. Xfinity Internet is 4 times faster, period.
Sign up today or get started with this great offer. Call 1-800-XFINITY.
Bluetooth and rearview camera come standard. On the Honda Accord, Civic CR-V, Odyssey, and Pilot. How's the residual value? Stellar. What about the ride? Smooth as the night. Like a swallow on the Ganges? Like a gazelle in the Sahara. Comfort? Like a fresh laundered sweater on a brisk autumn day. Like a hug from Nana. Love Nana. I can get all that now? Sail in soon. A deal like this won't last for long. I'll be out in the cold. Like a wet pair of boots. I prefer my boots dry. So do I.
The really big spring event ends soon. Get a great deal now on a new Honda. KBB.com's best overall brand.
Save big money on everything you need during the Menards Project Days sale. Rhino Edge ensures a long-lasting life for your landscaping projects. Made from recycled wood and polyethylene plastic, it won't rot, splinter, or decay. 16-foot rolls in 2 colors are $14.99 each. Keep your yard looking its best with trimmers from MTD. This curved shaft trimmer has a 29cc engine and is easy to start, $169. The straight shaft model is $179.
Save big money at Menards.
Tired of fees piling up on your prepaid card? Introducing Chase Liquid, the reloadable card with no fee reloads and withdrawals at Chase ATMs, all for one flat monthly fee so there's zero confusion. Get rid of prepaid problems. Get Chase Liquid.
You're watching Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
A little bit warmer today, and the wind is blowing straight out to center, but as we've already found out this week, that can change in a hurry. Overcast skies as we get set for the Giants and the Cubs. Well, Darwin Barney, the first Cubs second baseman to win a Gold Glove since Ryne Sandberg won his final of 9 in a row back in 1991, and he sat down with our Luke Stuckmeyer.
All right, thanks, Len. We are here with the Gold Glove second baseman in the National League. What does the award mean to you, Darwin?
It means a lot. Only playing second base for a couple of years. Put a lot of work into that, trying to get better, learn the position. So it's definitely fulfilling, getting that award.
So where do you put it now? When you get home, where does the award go?
So I'm not sure yet. I had thought I was going to get it sometime in the offseason. Didn't even think that they would present it this year, so I haven't really planned out where I'm going to put it here. So
you head out to Iowa. First of all, how's the knee feeling, and then how do you get ready to get back on the field?
The knee's about 100%. I probably could have been ready to go a few days ago, but that's the way the 15-day DL works. You got to wait for that time to come up. But it was probably good. It was probably the safe route for us. So get the stitches out today, get it patched up, and we'll get going tomorrow.
Has it been a little frustrating to sit and have to watch the first, 2 weeks almost of the season?
It's hard. It's hard because you want to be out there. You want to be out there winning and losing with your teammates. But besides that, it was a good time to sit back and reflect and watch the game a little bit and try and get yourself mentally prepared for your start of the season.
Good luck on your trip to Iowa, and then you can start working on that second Gold Glove.
Yeah, thank you.
Len, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Luke, thanks very much. So Darwin actually can come off the DL on Monday, but the Cubs have an off day, so we expect to see him in the lineup on Tuesday night against the Texas Rangers. We'll have highlights of him receiving that Gold Glove award, that trophy, coming up during our broadcast. The starting pitcher is Carlos Villanueva. You see what he's done in his career against the team that originally signed him. Matt Cain, 6-2 lifetime against the Cubs, coming off a rough one his last time out. We're set for Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet from Wrigley Field. Stay tuned.
I knew when he asked me on the second date to go to a Cubs Cards game that he was a good catch. Catch.
It's kind of a theme in our lives. We have a gnome.
A nutcracker. We have a lizard named Wrigley.
It's a bearded dragon.
It's a lizard.
We have a trash can, Cubs toaster.
We even have some dirt from Wrigley.
And I like to think that it's all tastefully done.
We all know it's about the journey and not the destination. But sometimes it's about the destination, too. More flights to more places. That's how we fly. Southwest now offers new nonstop service from Midway to Charlotte and Rochester, starting at $79 one way, beginning April 14th. Book now online, only at southwest.com. We are Southwest. Welcome aboard.
The new $3 6-inch selected Subway.
Only $3. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy awesome. The oven roasted chicken $3 6-inch select. Tried with melty cheese or banana peppers. Still $3.
Now that's a great deal.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Try the new Subway $3 6-inch select. This April, it's the Black Forest Ham. Only $3?
Can't get enough of it.
The delicious Black Forest Ham $3 6-inch select.
Subway, the official training restaurant of Mike Trout
and athletes everywhere.
Bluetooth and rearview camera come standard. On the Honda Accord, Civic, CRV, Odyssey, and Pilot.
How's the residual value?
Stellar. What about the ride? Smooth as the night.
Like a swallow on the Ganges?
Like a gazelle in the Sahara.
Comfort?
Like a fresh laundered sweater on a brisk autumn day.
Like a hug from Nana.
Love, Nana.
I can get all that now?
Sail in soon. A deal like this won't last for long.
I'll be out in the cold.
Like a wet pair of boots.
I prefer my boots dry.
So do I.
The really big spring event ends soon. Get a great deal now on a new Honda. KBB.com's best overall brand.
There's a comfort, there's a healing, high above the pain and sorrow. Lift the darkness, light a fire for the silent and the broken hearted. Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up, you girls and boys?
All baseball season, your Chicago Cubs live on one network. Comcast Sportsnet. Exclusive interviews with the team's biggest stars. In-depth Cubs coverage from pregame to postgame. And the announcers that bring each game to life. All baseball season, your Chicago Cubs live on one network. Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
We've been searching for a sliver of blue skies, and we found it. Finally, the sun trying to creep through the clouds today as we get you set for Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. Game 2 of a 4-game weekend set as the Cubs try to end the Giants' 4-game winning streak. Great to have you with us for Day Baseball here at the ballpark along with Jim DeShays. I'm Len Casper, and the storyline pretty simple right now for the Cubs. They've just got to limit their mistakes.
Yeah, too many walks from the pitching staff, not enough walks drawn by the hitters, kicking it around in the field. Can't give a club like the Giants too many opportunities.
Carlos Villanueva goes for the Cubs his second start, and for Matt Cain, he's trying to erase a bad memory of his last start, but he's one of the best in the business.
Yeah, Matt Cain, very durable, very dependable, 200-plus innings every year. Last year, another outstanding season for him, 16-5 with a 2.79 ERA, including the 22nd perfect game in baseball history in the middle of June against the Astros.
A little bit of a different looking lineup for the Cubs. Steve Clevenger will get his first career start at third base. Luis Valbuena will move from third to second as Dale tries to help this team score a few more runs. So we're set. We're just a few moments away from the first pitch, but let's send it down to the field, and we have our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise. Kindly remove your caps and join the St. Patrick High School Chorus as they honor America with our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
job by the St. Patrick High School chorus. Wind blowing out. Hopefully the Cubs can score some runs today. Anthony Rizzo and the Northsiders host the Giants. Coming up next.
Good grief. You kids should count yourself lucky. We didn't have U-verse back in my day. You couldn't just... Guys, there you are. You know, you couldn't just pause a show in one room, then... Where was I? Hello? You couldn't pause a show in one room, then start playing it in another. And I'm talking to myself.
Call to get U-verse TV for just $19 a month for 2 years with qualifying bundles. Rethink possible.
The Gerald Auto Group understands the moments that drive your life. And that's why we're committed to you for a lifetime of great driving. We prove it to our customers every day with our exclusive lifetime warranty. And that means you're covered for a lifetime. That's unlimited time, unlimited miles. The Gerald Auto Group has decided on a better way of doing business by committing to a lifetime with our customers. And a lifetime of great driving is waiting for you. Visit Gerald Auto at any of our great locations in North Aurora and Naperville.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. BMO Harris Bank, helping money make sense. BMO Harris Bank, NA member FDIC. AT&T U-verse. Visit att.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Welcome back to the ballpark as the Cubs host the Giants. Game 2 of this 4-game set. Giants winning yesterday by a run, 7-6. And just a few moments ago, Darwin Barney finally officially received his Gold Glove Award. It's a wonderful looking trophy. Jed Hoyer, the Cubs general manager, Dale Swain, the Cubs skipper, as Barney receiving that award. He also got the MLB Fielding Bible Award at second base. John Dewan noted that Barney saved 28 runs last year, by far the most among all second basemen. And Barney gives not only Dale Swain, Pat Listash, but also Ryan Sandberg, his former minor league manager, a lot of credit in terms of helping him become that Gold Glover.
Well, and you know, the history of the Gold Glove is somewhat tainted at times. There's been a lot of recipients who have not really been deserving, but that is certainly not the case with Darwin Barney. Clearly having the best year defensively of any second baseman in the league last year. Just an outstanding performance by Barney, and the Cubs are dying to get him back in the lineup, and that will happen in relatively short order. There you see some of the notes on the Golden Boy. That consecutive errorless streak, 141 games at second base, 997 fielding percentage. And boy, when you're out there in the middle of the diamond, you have so many plays to make. And you know, he's not a guy who just makes the routine plays. He's got great range. It's all plays going in either direction. He's a superb defender.
So the Cubs will get him back in the lineup for the Rangers series starting Tuesday night. Still 3 games left here this weekend against the defending world champs, as the Cubs will take the field. It'll give us an opportunity to check out the Giants Southwest starting lineup. Angel Pagan off to a good start. Marco Scutaro with his first start of the series. He sat out yesterday. Big numbers for Pablo Sandoval here at Wrigley Field. Buster Posey uncharacteristically had a quiet day at the plate yesterday, but it didn't matter. Hunter Pence is in right, Belt at first, Blanco in left, Crawford plays short, and Kane the only Giants starting pitcher without an RBI.
How about that? Well, let's take a look at the Cubs defensively this afternoon. Soriano to Jesus Shearholtz left to right, and Steve Clevenger getting the start at third base. He joins Castro on the left side of the infield. Valbuena moves over to second with Rizzo at first and Wellington Castillo behind the plate. Our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher this afternoon is Carlos Villanueva. He wasn't perfect last time out against the Braves, but he was really good. Got a no decision, allowed just 1 run in 6 2/3 left with a 5-1 lead. A game that the Cubs ultimately lost by a score of 6-5. So good start to his Cub career last time out, looking to put 2 good ones together here this afternoon against this Giants club.
Lance Barksdale, that's him with the mask. He will work the plate. Vic Carpatz is at first. Jeff Nelson's the crew chief at second, and Kerwin Danley over at third. After working that 3-hour, 50-minute, 9-inning game yesterday, a lot of pitches were thrown in game 1. Be Pagan, the former Cub, to start it. Only matinee, everything else tonight in baseball under the lights, and we actually are under the lights as well because of the overcast conditions.
Chance there could be some rain showers this afternoon, but right now just clouds. Chilly, of course.
Not too bad. And we're underway. A strike called on the switch hitting Pagan. Clevenger plays in on the grass over at third. Rizzo in maybe a step or 2 at first, and that one's fouled back. 0-2.
You can tell we've been in some bad conditions because you just said not bad, and it's 44 degrees at game time.
You know,
but you're right, compared to what we've been through, not bad at all.
Doesn't make much to keep Chicagoans happy when it comes to the weather. Lined in to right, and a base hit over Valbuena. So Pagan remains hot.
Pagan has scored a run in 6 consecutive games. He's been a real table setter for the Giants, and he stays back nicely on this Villanueva breaking ball. And that's a scouting report on Carlos. Has very good breaking stuff, great change up, so these hitters will be trying to stay back. Fastball command is good, but he's not going to overpower you with his velocity.
National League leading 13th single for Pagan. It was a stolen base threat. And here's Marcos Scutaro. Great job yesterday by Nick Noonan. He had 3 hits in his first career start. Slider for a strike.
Scutaro is an ideal number 2 hitter. Guy who's willing to go up there and take some pitches, give a speedy leadoff guy a chance to steal a base if he's inclined to do so. He can play hit and run. Tremendous bat control. Hardly ever strikes out.
Toughest batter to strike out in the entire league last year. 1 strikeout per almost 14 plate appearances. Giants are on an offensive tear. They have plated 26 runs over the last 3 days after scoring just 19 over their first 7 games of the season. Pagan takes off. Scutaro taking all the way, and the throw is going to beat him. Castillo nails Pagan for the out. Pagan with a very short argument with Jeff Nelson to no avail.
Giants have not done a lot of running yet this year. Just 2 stolen bases coming into this game. Pagan with a head-first slide, and Castillo comes out of the chute with a good, strong throw. And you see the tag applied by Castro. Very close. And I believe they got him. Good look at it there, fellas.
So Villanueva back to the windup, and a splintered bat and a ground ball to Valbuena. Just like that, 2 outs.
Castillo's been throwing the ball well. Villanueva in his career has been pretty good at controlling the running game.
Maybe the best bad ball hitter in the game today, Pablo Sandoval.
What did he just do with his bat? He just drew something in the dirt.
I saw him do that.
Star of David or something.
Yesterday, yeah. Talking to some of the Cubs people yesterday, just a jaw-dropping swing here for a 2-run double. Look how far out of the zone this pitch was.
Yeah. Oh. And that's the book on Sandoval. If you're going to go wide, go real wide. Ooh.
61 on the curveball.
I love it. Little floater.
Trying to
tempt the Panda.
Yeah. He might get pulled over on the Edens for not going fast enough.
Out of the road, pal.
This will end the inning. Valbuena to Rizzo. So defense was a big story yesterday, and the Cubs executing today as they get Pagan on that caught stealing.
Day one on this journey, man. You know how many varsity spots I got? You want to be one of those 12, you got to get better each and every day.
5 lines on the line, get after it, all right? Set the tone, we go hard and fast early, guys. Hard and fast early.
Get in there,
Are you going to look down and shame and say, man, I could have worked a little harder. I could have pushed it just a little bit harder. Don't let that happen. You got to do it all year long.
A new truck will go the extra mile. But take care of the one you've got, and it could go the extra 100,000. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Keep your car running newer, longer. Firestone.
Stan, word association, go.
Bacon.
Cheddar.
Stuffed.
Burger. Bacon cheddar stuffed burger.
The new fire-grilled bacon cheddar stuffed burger topped with crispy onion rings at Burger King, where taste is king.
Giants failed to score in the top of this inning. Let's see how the Cubs fare against right-hander Matt Cain, the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. And a little wrinkle we'll mention as we get near the bottom. De Jesus, Castro, Rizzo as per usual at the top. Soriano, Sherholtz, Castillo in the middle. But Steve Clevenger, catcher by trade, is playing third today. A couple of more left-handed bats in the lineup. Valbuena at second and Villanueva at ninth.
Giants defensively have Pagan in center, flanked by Blanco and Pence. The Panda at third, Crawford, Scutero in the middle. Brandon Belt is the first baseman, and Buster Posey behind the plate for Matt Cain. He is our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher for the Giants, and indeed he was perfect last June against the Astros. This year 0-1 with an 838. His first start was really good. The second one was dismal.
A 9-run inning. It was against the Cardinals. 1-0 on De Jesus.
And a 4-pitch pitcher. Fastball, curveball, slider change. So both a 2-seam fastball that will tail away from the lefties. He'll also cut his fastball.
Foul strike to make it 1-1.
Good riding action on a 4-seam fastball, and a lot of times you'll see he won't light up the radar gun. It'll be 89 to 91 miles an hour, but the hitters are late on it quite frequently. Got the good secondary pitches that help set that up. I think there's some deception in his delivery.
Change up outside. 2-1. Jesus and all of his Cub teammates were at the Bricks and Ivy Ball last night at Navy Pier. Wonderful event. And the Cubs raised over $1.2 million for Cubs charities. 3-1. Thought you did a great job as co-MC. Got all the names right. We didn't leave anybody out.
You did all the heavy lifting.
kick off the wall. Pence will pick it up. DeJesus will cruise into second with a leadoff double.
And David DeJesus been showing some very good signs lately. Spins on this inside heater and jerks it into that right field corner for a leadoff double. And you talked about Clevenger being the lineup today. You absolutely want to put as many left-handed bats as possible in there against Kane. Most of your right-handed hitters hit less than 200 against him.
So that'll bring up the shortstop, Starlin Castro. 2 hits yesterday. He's hit in 5 in a row. Ball 1. Fourteenth career start for Kane against the Cubs. His last 4 decisions against the Cubs have been wins. 1-1. Kind of hard to believe he's starting his 9th big league campaign, Matt Kane.
Most tenured Giant, came up at a tender age. Just 6 games above 500 for his career, but early in his career had dismal run support. He's 85 and 79 lifetime.
Now, don't look at that record to be an indicator of how good he's been. He was around 500, way under 500 a couple of years, and his ERA has never been as high as 4, except for that 1 year in 06. That was his first full season, but since then, 365, 376, 289, 314.
Since 09, he's 55 and 36 with a 2.99 ERA.
As JD mentions, he doesn't give up a lot of hits. Here's his 1-1. It's low.
Dale Swain was asked about him before the game today, and Dale said he thinks he's one of the top 5 pitchers in all of baseball.
But he is human. First Giant starting pitcher since 1902 to give up 9 runs in an inning. It was on Sunday. It was very rare moments for Matt Kane where he just could not stop the bleeding. In his home ballpark, no less. 2-2. Hit hard on the ground. Crawford's going to backhand and get Castro. Jesus holding at second. Comes Anthony Rizzo. And listening to Dale today talk about the Cubs' fortunes here early on, losing 6 of their first 9, including 5 of the last 6. He said errors and walks. You talk about the formula of winning. It does not include those 2 things. And the Cubs have committed 10 errors leading the majors. They've taken a National League low 16 walks, and their pitching staff has walked 36, tied for the most in the league. So that combination usually speaks to a losing record. Little blooper that's going to slice foul.
Unless you got a bunch of thumpers and you're banging the ball all over the park and hitting a bunch of home runs, there's just no way you're going to win when you are issuing that many walks, kicking the ball around the way they have. Got to tighten it up.
Well, it's the unforced error in tennis. You just can't live with too many of those on a daily basis.
With 1 out, Kane keeping a watchful eye on DeJesus back there at second base. Try to steal third base. With 1 out would be the time to do it.
Power against power that time. 1-2.
Kane can beat you up there. He likes to work the top of the zone and above with the four-seamer.
Digging into the glove. Kicks and throws, and that's fouled back. If you've noticed the theme the first couple of weeks when we've talked about different guys, the word durability comes up quite a bit, and Matt Cain fits that mold. At least 31 starts every year since '06. It's hard to be an elite pitcher in this league if you don't pitch a lot, and he's been over 200 innings every year since '07. And Rizzo went.
Ooh, did he?
That was a quick point by Lance Barksdale at the bat for strike 3. Didn't even look down to third.
Get a good look from this angle. Either way, I guess. Flip a coin. A lot of times the hitter would say, well, you know, maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but I prefer you check with the third base umpire.
Well, that's the old one about how does the umpire watch the pitch and see the bat when they're not near each other. But it was a quick call. So leadoff double, and DeJesus still at second with 2 outs.
Soriano continues to look for his first RBI of the young season. This would be nice here. Pick up his mates. Castro and Rizzo couldn't advance him. Soriano could drive him in. You want to take advantage of those leadoff doubles, especially when you're at the heart of your order coming up.
Cain's 0-1, swung on and missed.
Now you make a good point about the durability of Cain, and I think that, you know, that the old concept of the inning eater gets overplayed sometimes, because what you really want is quality innings, and that's what you get from this guy.
Yeah, you don't want 230 innings out of a guy who gives you a 6.5 ERA.
Take that into arbitration. I gave you a lot of innings, man. Yeah.
They were bad innings.
Gave up 7 runs a game.
It's not surprising. Cain started each of the 3 Giants series clinchers in the playoffs.
He's done it under the bright lights. 4-2 with a 2.10 postseason ERA.
His 1-2 is hit in the air down the right field line, out of play. Cool and breezy. The wind is not coming off the lake today. Going straight out to center. Another 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him to end the inning. The Cubs waste the leadoff double. Scoreless after an inning from Wrigley.
Kelley Blue Book says Nissan Rogue is designed to stand out from the competition. Bet Honda and Toyota never saw that coming. Nissan Rogue with class exclusive around view monitor. Save up to $4,000. Shop at choosenissan.com.
Right now, these guys are at the eye doctor. These guys are picking up their cousin from the airport. And these 2 are at home waiting for the cable guy. Say whatever you gotta say to get to Taco Bell for Happier Hour, where every day from 2 to 5 p.m. you can recharge with $1 grillers or any medium drink, each for just $1. Let's get the happier started earlier.
It was a rarity, especially here on the south side. The whole family, Cubs fans. Sometimes we're outnumbered, but we stay strong. What better way to show my love and appreciation for all the good times I've had, being a Cubs fan. I want to show off how much I love the Cubs. This is me. This is how I do it. The Cubs win the World Series. I'm going to get the tattoo of the trophy on my left forearm, maybe even the chrome on my head. It's going somewhere. Some people have been like, you're insane. No, I love the Cubs.
Road and Track called Sentra an economy car, minus the look and feel of an economy car. Wonder how Civic and Corolla look and feel about that. The all-new Nissan Sentra with best-in-class MPG, leased for $149 per month. Shop at ChooseNissan.com.
Make sure you send us your comments on today's game through Twitter using hashtag Cubs Talk, and we'll read one back later in the game. We call it our AT&T Tweet of the Game. Everybody bundle up once again today. Buster Posey will start it for the Giants. Each team with a leadoff hit in the opening frame, but no runs.
Giants batted around twice in yesterday's ball game. They did it in the fourth. They did it again in the fifth inning. Ironically, Posey, the only guy who did not reach base. He reached base via fielder's choice in the fourth, but he's the only guy who did not reach via a hit or a walk in those 2 innings. And obviously, he's their best guy.
Castro backhands. 2 pitches, 1 out.
Dale made a very interesting point about Villanueva this morning. He talked about his, my word, not his, pitchability. Basically saying he has the ability to pitch to the scouting report. So if the situation calls for a bunch of breaking balls to a given hitter, he can do that because he has such good command of his breaking stuff. If he falls behind on the count, he doesn't have to give in with fastballs.
High fly out toward DeJesus. 3 pitches, 2 outs here in the second.
Some guys don't have that ability. The scouting report might say, you know what, get ahead of this guy with a fastball, then finish him off with breaking balls. Well, maybe pitcher B doesn't have that good of a breaking ball, so he can't really pitch to that game plan. One used to always give me, we'd have meetings and they'd talk about a hitter having he's got a slider speed bat. So you're supposed to throw him fastballs. And I said, well, I've got a slider speed fastball. So I'm not sure how this is going to work out for me here.
Just like a slider, but it's straight.
Yeah.
Strike on Brandon Belt.
Any other suggestions from the floor? I'm all ears.
Belt off to a slow start after hitting .410 with 8 home runs in spring training. David DeJesus can relate. David had the most consistent, solid spring among all Cub hitters, and he's gotten off to a slow start. Sometimes you're just hot for a month and then you're not for 2 weeks. And it has coincided with the first 2 weeks of April for these 2 guys.
Started 0 for 13. He's picked it up a little bit lately. He missed a couple of games in LA with a stomach virus.
Lost 11 pounds. Slider in the dirt. And it's 2-2 on Belt.
2 is looking for his first RBI of the year.
Villanueva with a deep breath. Swing and a miss on a curve in the dirt. Castillo will fire to Rizzo. Inning over. 5 straight now retired by Carlos since that leadoff single in the first.
Motor Trend asked SUV drivers to take the EcoBoost Challenge. They drove Ford Explorer versus Dodge Durango.
The Explorer has more power than the Durango.
28 miles a gallon? That's unbelievable.
I think I look like a hot mama in this Explorer.
I felt old school in that. I want to feel sleek and new.
You know, I hate to be slamming this Dodge, but the Explorer is leaps and bounds better.
Prove it to yourself. Get an Explorer with 0% financing for 60 months during the Ford EcoBoost Challenge.
Hey, appreciate it, man. I'm a big fan.
Me too.
This one goes out to a couple friends of mine.
When cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
You knew this day would come. She's betrayed you with an Intel-powered Ultrabook. Both laptop and tablet. You belong to them now. Good night, old friend. Good night. Out with the old, in with the Ultrabook.
This week, save $100 on this Intel-powered Dell Ultrabook, only at Best Buy.
Later tonight, don't miss Sports Talk Live with host David Kaplan. Kaplan and his esteemed panel of guests debate today's hot sports topics and get you ready for tonight's rivalry matchup at the United Center. Sports Talk Live presented by Smirnoff. Tonight, after postgame live on Comcast Sports Net. So you get a postgame, you get a little pregame, and you get a little game.
Baseball hockey doubleheader today here on CSN.
Oh, man, that's a day right there.
It is.
Order pizza and some wings, settle in.
Nate Scherholtz. Three hits yesterday against his former team.
Nate off to a good start with that .370 batting average. Kane goes change up here to start. Change up.
Yeah, tripling up. Works out 4 changeups.
How
in the
about
at-bat.
that?
You ever do that?
No.
Never.
That's really interesting. 3-0. Talk about confidence in your secondary pitches, and a guy it's tough to zero in on in terms of how he's going to try to get you out. Nobody on base, the second inning of a scoreless game, and he throws a 3-0 changeup, and it's the 4th consecutive change of pace he's featured. That's just trusting that off-speed pitch and a willingness to throw it up in the zone. So it's kind of when you hear pitchers talk about a dead fish fastball, it's, instead of trying to reach back and throw it by a guy, just kind of take a little off.
Outside on Wellington Castillo, off to a very good start. OPS is over 1,000 here early on. 8 hits over his last 5 games. 2-0.
And really what's maybe as interesting as the fact that Kane threw the 3-0 changeup is that Posey called it. That immediately went to the changeup on 3-0 after Kane shook to get there on 2-0.
Clevenger on deck. Early on, we're in the second. Cubs put the leadoff man in scoring position in the first inning and then went 0 for 3. Fastball fouled back, 3-2.
Strikeouts of Rizzo and Soriano in the first came on high fastballs. See what he tries here with Wellington.
That one lined into left for a 6-game hitting streak.
I have to throw a little front door slider. Breaking ball that starts at the hip, and Castillo did not yield. He just stayed in there nicely. Explosive swing of the bat.
Steve Clevenger starting the game for the first time this season. First career start at third. He's made 3 at first and 50 behind the plate. Saw him briefly at third yesterday late in the game.
Well, it's important for a manager to get his bench guys a start every now and then. If you're going to ask Clevenger to come off the bench late in the game and give you a competitive at-bat against a tough reliever, you know, there's got to be a day here and there where he gets 3 or 4 at-bats. So you pick your spots. You got a tough righty on the mound. You want to have that extra left-handed bat.
You don't want to take Castillo out of the lineup because he's been hot. So yeah, you find another place for Clevenger.
Right, and you do it when you've got a pitcher on the mound like Villanueva, right-hander. Bochy's going to run a bunch of left-handed bats up there. You know that against Villanueva. And Carlos is more of a fly ball type guy. So you know, if you had a lefty pitching for the Cubs today who induced a lot of ground balls to the left side, Clevenger probably doesn't get this start.
Clevenger's 7th round pick of the Cubs in 2006. Pitch is outside. It's full. Bounced around a lot after high school. From Baltimore, he went to Southeastern Louisiana, University of Texas, and then Chipola Junior College in Florida. He was actually drafted as a shortstop. 3-2 on the way, and a bouncer to Scudero. He'll spin, get one. Crawford's relay is going to be late. Couldn't get a ton on the throw as he was actually throwing while jumping out of the way of Castillo.
A good hard slide by Castillo, putting a little pressure on Crawford there. Clevenger able to beat the rap at first base.
Ball 1 to Valbuena. He's playing second. Third starter at second for the Cubs this year. Lillibridge, Gonzalez, Valbuena. We'll see number 4 next week when Darwin Barney comes off the DL.
That'll pretty much put an end to the revolving door at second base.
Three balls, no strikes. So Kane has had to work here in the second. Ball 4 will bring up the pitcher with 2 outs and 2 on. Well, the entire baseball world talking about the nasty brawl last night between the Dodgers and the Padres, the result of which has Zach Greinke out for a while with a broken left collarbone. After he hit Carlos Quentin, Quentin charged the mound. They rammed into each other shoulder to shoulder. Benches would clear in the aftermath as well. Not a ton of punches, if any, were really thrown. Matt Kemp was very upset. Tried to confront Quentin later
in the tunnel after the ball game.
Another question is, what sort of suspension will Carlos Quentin get? Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Don Mattingly, Dodgers manager, says Quentin shouldn't play until Greinke's healthy and ready to go.
Interesting thought, will never happen.
No. Greinke should have taken evasive action instead of putting his head down and trying to take on that lead blocker like he did with Quentin coming after him. Man, it's a little step to the right and a little Olay would have worked. I appreciate his grit in taking Quentin on, but I think he'd like a mulligan on that one.
A lot of opinions flying around today in terms of what a suspension might look like. Jeff Passan, national baseball writer, Who Sports, says Greinke took an aggressive posture, and I agree with him. So that might mitigate the Quentin suspension. We'll see. Cubs leave 2-0.
Save big money on everything you need during the Menards Project Day sale. Relax in style with Max. The Saks freestanding tub has a high backrest for extra comfort, $599. The Halo corner shower has heavy-duty glass walls, $1,099. Protect your home from flooding with sump pumps from Campbell Hausfeld. This half-horsepower model pumps up to 4,200 gallons per hour, $99. The 3/4 horsepower model is $129.
Save big money at Menards.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced, or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
We all have dreams, but dreams, well, they don't come easy. That's why I put in these hours. Pick up those late night shifts. I know my hard work will pay off. Because I dream of sending my kids to college.
Outdoor living spaces come to life when designed with Unilock products made with Enduracolor. For a free estimate and design consultation, join us online at unilock.com. Unilock, designed to connect.
The series continues tomorrow against the world champion Giants. Game time is 12:05, but be sure to get here early. The first 10,000 fans will receive a limited edition Darwin Barney Gold Glove replica trophy. Compliments of D'Agostino's. Tickets are still available. Go to Cubs.com today. All of his teammates on the field as he received that trophy. That's a great sight right there. Darwin Barney taking ground balls.
Moving around fluidly. Look good. Looks like he's ready to go.
His double play partner. The sun was briefly shining this morning. 7, 8, and 9 for the Giants. Blanco, Crawford, and Kane against Carlos Villanueva. Clevenger's in at third. The first pitch of the inning is outside for ball 1.
You have to think it's at least crossed Blanco's mind, some of these speedier guys in the Giant lineup, to push a bunt in Clevenger's direction, test him a little bit, since he does not have a lot of experience out there at third.
Fly ball hit to deep right. Sherholtz on the warning track in the well makes a catch. Wall juts out in that area as it gets near the foul pole. Gives him a little extra room to make the grab.
Pretty good jolt there by Blanco. Doesn't have a lot of power, but he almost got enough of that one for a home run.
Brandon Crawford hit second. Yesterday was Scudero out of the lineup, and he reached base 4 times. Nationals swept the White Sox last night, a 7-4 victory. So the Nats are 7-2. White Sox dropped below 500. Chris Davis hit his 6th home run. Baltimore beat the Red Sox 3-2. Their first 1-run victory. They're 1-3 after winning 29 of 38 last year. Nobody hotter than the A's. They're 6-0 on the road, and they've won 8 straight overall. Beat the Angels again.
I saw a tweet that Buster Olney put out. I believe it was 80-40 for the A's since June 1st. Wow. Last year, yeah.
8-2 to start the year. All those games against their own division. Full count on Crawford with Kane on deck.
Herein lies the advantage for a guy like Villanueva. Crawford cannot sit fastball here. Doesn't mean he won't get one, but Villanueva has such good off-speed stuff.
Change-up.
Yep.
Hit pretty well, but DeJesus with lots of room as it starts to lightly rain.
You see the grip on Villanueva. He goes in there and gets that circle change. Crawford out on that front foot with a unique little pop-up fly ball to shallow center.
Giants pitchers have done a good job at the plate. 4 RBIs in 10 games. Pitchers on other staffs around the National League and American League, for that matter, with interleague play already starting, have combined for 9 RBIs.
Kane can swing it. He's hit a handful of home runs in his major league career. Pop up the umbrellas, put on the ponchos.
Six career homers for Kane.
Ponchos are preferable. They don't block people's view behind you.
That's a good call. One of Kane's home runs was off Carlos Zambrano back in 2007. He fouled tips, and that's the inning. So Villanueva's faced the minimum on 1 hit through 3. Cubs will bat in a scoreless tie.
We all know it's about the journey and not the destination. But sometimes it's about the destination, too. More flights to more places. That's how we fly. Southwest now offers new nonstop service from Midway to Charlotte and Rochester, starting at $79 one way, beginning April 14th. Book now online, only at southwest.com. We are Southwest. Welcome aboard.
Left the darkness, light a fire for the silent and the broken hearted. Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up, you girls and boys? Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up and use your voice?
The new $3 6-inch selected Subway.
Only $3.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy awesome. The oven roasted chicken $3 6-inch select. Tried with melty cheese or banana peppers. Still $3.
Now that's a great deal.
Subway. Eat fresh. Try the new Subway $3 6-inch select. This April, it's the Black Forest Ham. Only $3? Can't get enough of it. The delicious Black Forest Ham $3 6-inch select.
Subway,
the official training restaurant of Mike Trout
and athletes everywhere.
Tuesday, Chicago's boys are back in town as AJ, Gio, and the Rangers pay a visit to the friendly confines. Live pregame coverage begins at 6:30 with Sportsnet Central. Don't miss Cubs Rangers Tuesday night at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Welcome back. We are scoreless. The Cubs are committed to a new season. Are you? Tickets are available throughout the season, and especially for this Tuesday through Thursday's interleague matchup with the Texas Rangers. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Off day Monday, then the Rangers in for 3.
Angel Pagan with an excellent grab in the ball game yesterday, and time for our Coors Light freeze cam. Luis Valbuena out into the gap. Kind of an awkward looking catch, but no style points, just get it done.
Yeah, he heard footsteps. He saw Pence out of the corner of his eye, and it kind of caused him to break stride there momentarily before ultimately putting that ball away. But the best look was at the start of that play, the break he got on that ball, because he was shading a little bit the other way. He just got a great jump. Very good coverage in this outfield with he and Blanco and Pence.
Top of the order for the Cubs. And DeJesus skies one to deep right. Pence going back. This ball is gone. Got it up into the wind. And it's his first of the year.
This is the DeJesus we saw in spring training, attacking early if he got a pitch to his liking. He's off to a great start this afternoon. Started the game with a double and now picks on this first pitch from Kane. The fastball down and in, and he got it. It's our Ford home run replay.
Ball one on Starlin Castro. So DeJesus with a leadoff homer here in the third. Don't let the cold temperatures fool you. The wind direction today, you get it up in that jet stream and it will go, as we just saw. Pagan calling off Pence. I'll tell you, DeJesus hit a few of those balls in April last year, and the wind kept them in the park. And I think his assumption was that it was going to happen to him again. He's one guy who should never apologize for hitting a wind-aided home run. He had 4 or 5 maybe taken away from him last year. Now watch his reaction. I think he thought, I just missed it. But he didn't. This game does have a way of evening things out. You have the right approach. You just keep trying to hit the ball hard. At some point, you should be rewarded.
Or you just have to move into another line of work.
That happens sometimes too. Called strike 3 to get Rizzo for the second time.
An interesting approach by Kane there. Rizzo's hit 3 home runs this year, all on first pitches. He started him with the breaking ball, kind of planting that seed in Rizzo's mind that he didn't want to give in heater, but he finished him off with a couple of very well placed fastballs. It's a frustrating at bat for Rizzo, but just perfectly executed by Kane. You know, the guy hates to go down looking, but if you look at the quality of those pitches, he never really had anything to work with in that at bat. And there it goes right back at it. Knee-high fastballs. Throw a high percentage of those, you're going to be successful.
Oh, 1 low and outside. And a cutter. No game Monday, so the Cubs will celebrate Jackie Robinson Day Tuesday night against the Rangers. That just announced. Looking forward to seeing the new movie 42, the true story of an American legend. Coming up on Monday, it'll be the 66th anniversary of Jackie breaking the color barrier in baseball. Fly ball down the right field line. Pence over into the corner, and it's just out of play.
Don't have the probables for the Rangers series yet, but Yu Darvish is pitching today, I believe.
Yeah, he's going to go for sure in that series. I believe we'll see Derek Holland, and then Ron Washington could adjust his rotation. Yeah, Holland will go Tuesday. Darvish possibly Wednesday, and he might use Alexi Ogando on Thursday, but that has not yet been determined. It'll be picked up by Posey, and that's the inning. Career home run number 81 for David DeJesus, and the Cubs are on top 1-0 after 3.
Nice. Looks like you got 5% cash back using your Chase Freedom card at Lowe's this quarter.
Yeah, I felt really good.
Don't worry. Yeah, we're good.
Activate your 5% cash back at chase.com/freedom.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance. Because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that weeping willows have invasive roots? And what if you didn't know that most cars get broken into when the weather warms up? Here, buddy. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
To speak with a farmer's agent in your community, call 888-96-FARMERS.
I always get the best deals online, like this offer I just got on Comcast.com.
I got my Xfinity Triple Play in like 2 minutes and got money back.
It was easy to get Xfinity Internet, which delivers the fastest in-home Wi-Fi.
We found a great offer online and saved money.
And the best part is you can do it from anywhere.
Hot chocolate, and thanks for wearing a robe today.
My pleasure.
Get our best offers online. Now get up to $300 back when you sign up for the Xfinity Triple Play exclusively on Comcast.com. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
A handsome man will deliver good news.
Get 5% cash back at restaurants when you use your Chase Freedom card this quarter. What?
Activate your 5% cash back at chase.com/freedom.
Tomorrow, don't miss an AL Central showdown on Comcast Sportsnet as Chris Sale and the White Sox look to shut down the Tribe in Cleveland. Coverage begins at 2:30 with Subaru Pregame Live. White Sox Indians tomorrow at 2:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
This fourth inning is brought to you by the new Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell. Liv Moss. It's been a busy week for the Menards grounds crew, battling the elements, but the field is in great shape. Opening week here at Wrigley Field. Pagan Singleton was caught stealing in the first inning and takes a vicious cut and fouls off. 1-0 on the DeJesus homer. One and one.
Solid single by Pagan to start the ball game. Other than that, there has not been a lot of hard contact off Villanueva.
They will not be playing at Fenway tonight. Rays and Red Sox postponed. Forecast had rain, wind, and temps in the 30s. We've never heard of that combination.
Bizarre. I think it was like 90 in D.C. the other day. How does that happen? Oh my goodness, that's a good changeup.
Pagan lost his footing. He swung so hard.
They'll refer to it as a Bugs Bunny changeup in the pregame session.
Yeah. That splitter action.
It might be more fun than blowing a fastball by a guy. To fool him that much with a changeup, literally bringing him to his knees.
Call strike 3. That comeback sinker.
That's just pitching right there. Slow that bat down with a good changeup, make the hitter aware of it, and then you throw that two-seam fastball. I'm not going to get out in front. I'm going to wait, and then too late. With almost a strikeout per inning last year, the highest rate of his career.
Scooteroy. Terrific in-season acquisition last year for the Giants. He would go on to win the NLCS MVP award. Hit .500 in the set against the Cardinals. .362 in 61 games in the regular season. Villanueva comes back on an 0-1. Sky's starting to brighten a little. Rain has generally stopped.
It's the kind of deal that gets the general manager a contract extension. Bring a guy over like that and he performs for you after the trade deadline the way Scutero did.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. Brian Sabian and Bruce Bochy locked up now through 2016. Chopped on the ground. Castro will take care of him. I think both Sabian and Bochy have been extremely underrated. They're not guys who put their faces out front a lot in the media, but the success the Giants have had, especially the last 3 years, is hard to deny.
Something to be said for that stability. Putting people in place that you feel comfortable, that you trust their ability, and just letting them do their jobs. So many times in baseball, change is made. The team loses a bunch of games, or scuffling, or for whatever reason. So you fire the manager, fire the general manager, just for the sake of change. And in reality, if you got the right guy, you might have to go through some tough times. But if you feel like you got the right guy in place, stick with him.
And this is a real tricky area because nobody really knows the answer. But the post Barry Bonds era has been really good. And toward the end of his career, there just seemed to be so many distractions around this team. Now, they didn't have Madison Bumgarner. Matt Cain was just starting up. And they have Lincecum now. So, I mean, the roster has obviously changed. Buster Posey was not a teammate of Barry Bonds. But they seem like more of a team now than they were then.
Yeah, and you wonder if some of the decision makers over there were waiting for the Bonds era to end. I don't know the answer to that.
It is hard to answer. They went to the World Series in 2002. With Barry Bonds and lost in 7 games. Hey, some blue sky and the sun. And the fans are applauding. Castro coming on, and that's it. Carlos Villanueva cruising along. 12 straight now retired since that leadoff hit in the first inning.
Kelley Blue Book says Nissan Rogue is designed to stand out from the competition. Bet Honda and Toyota never saw that coming. Nissan Rogue with class exclusive around view monitor. Save up to $4,000. Shop at choosenissan.com.
cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
There is a battle for my son's baseball soul. I am a diehard Cubs fan, and my wife is a diehard Brewers fan. I think I'm winning the battle. One night, right before I went to bed, and we sang Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And we paused for Henry to fill in the line, root, root, root for the Cubbies. And when he said Cubbies, I knew he was mine.
Yay, let's go.
Cubs. I think my wife raised the L flag on that one.
Road and Track called Sentra an economy car, minus the look and feel of an economy car. Wonder how Civic and Corolla look and feel about that. The all-new Nissan Sentra with best-in-class MPG, leased for $149 per month. Shop at choosenissan.com.
Yummy, yummy. Let's check out our AT&T tweet of the game from Angelica7733. Trying to finish homework before the weekend. I can't focus with the Cubs game on. She added, I wish homework was watching the Cubs play. Well, that's where we're really lucky. This is our homework.
It is our homework. Yeah. Well, she needs to go to college and major in baseball. Sports management or something.
Well, the other thing I would say, it's only Friday. You can study Saturday and Sunday. 1-0 Cubs. Ball one on Nate Scherholtz. I feel like we're in a totally different ballpark right now with the sun out. Swing and a miss. I don't know if any of the Giants have their sunglasses, but they certainly could use them. I see Brandon Crawford kind of checking out the angle of the sun between pitches. It's a strike. 1-2. Changeup found the dirt.
One changeup after another in Scherholtz's first at bat. 4 consecutive changeups from Kane. Even on 3 balls and no strikes, he threw him a changeup. And got Nate to hit a ground ball to second base. It's been a little bit more of a mixed bag in this sequence.
Drilled out into the alley, and it'll get to the wall for extra bases. It's the third leadoff extra base hit for the Cubs. DeJesus with a double and a homer, and Scherholtz with a 2-bagger.
Oh, backdoor breaking ball stays up in the zone. Scherholtz with a good off-field stroke here, banging this one into the alley in left center. Cubs were not able to cash in that DeJesus double in the bottom of the first. A good guy up there now. Castillo's been swinging it well.
He singled his first time up. Curve for a strike. Madison Bumgarner will pitch for the Giants tomorrow. And he and Matt Cain got along instantly. They became teammates. Tell you why in a second, as Sandoval will look back at Scherholtz and get the out, 1 away. Both from small towns. Cain grew up in Alabama and Tennessee and never lived in a town with more than 3,000 people. Madison Bumgarner from North Carolina.
Bumgarner like buy his wife a cow or something for a wedding gift.
Sounds right.
There's some story, yeah.
Isn't that what you bought, Lori? Clevenger pops it up. And It's caught by Pregame. Let's see. He married his high school sweetheart, talking about Madison Bumgarner, Allie, in 2010 on Valentine's Day, and gave her a 5-day-old bull calf as a wedding present.
Yeah. Well, it's unique, right? Who does that?
Didn't Drayton McClain by Roy Oswald a bulldozer?
Yeah, for winning Game 6 of the LCS against the Cardinals.
Well, you can take the kid out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the kid. They have a box in the bio and the media guide for the Giants called Giants Gems. Just some interesting biographical information. And Matt Cain's childhood hero is not his grandfather on his mother's side. It's his granddad. That's how you say it.
Or grandpappy.
They will intentionally walk Valbuena. Well, Luis taking the lion's share of the walks on this Cubs team. He's walked now in 6 consecutive games, both times up today. This one of the intentional variety.
Yeah, he usually gives you pretty patient at bat. Willing to work some deep counts. Ultimately gets the intentional walk. He's enjoying the sunshine as well. It's a revelation here. Everybody, people in the stands looking up at the sky. What is that? What is that strange orange orb up there?
Knee-high strike. Well, I sat with Carlos at the Bricks and Ivy Ball last night. I asked him, are you one of those guys who doesn't talk to anybody on the day you pitch? He said, no, early in my career I was, but life's too short. If I'm good, I'm good. If I'm not, I'm not. He doesn't believe it has anything to do with whether or not he talks to anybody before the game.
I think a lot of that, there's definitely a herd mentality in baseball. And guys play follow the leader, and there's been a number of pitchers over the years that have had that reputation for just kind of menacing personality, won't talk to anybody the day they pitch. And I get the idea that you want to be focused. You get to play just once every 5 days, but some guys take it to an extreme.
I would be a little sensitive if I were that guy who didn't talk to anybody, because if people avoided me, I'd wonder, did I do something wrong? Crawford throws. That's the last thing you want to be thinking the day you pitch. Why didn't he say hi to me? Why didn't you make eye contact? Still 1-0 Cubs.
Before you know it, tomorrow is here. So we don't just build cars for today, we also build them for tomorrow. And the tomorrow after that. And many tomorrows to come. The Mitsubishi Outlander Sport Limited Edition with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Lease one now for $209 a month.
Hi, I'm Dean Collins, operating partner of Gerald Nissan. Gerald Nissan has more awards for customer satisfaction and sales volume than anybody else in Chicagoland. The belief we put into the treatment of our customers is as important as the vehicle you own. We are always committed to you with the Gerald exclusive lifetime warranty. Gerald Nissan has the largest inventory in Chicagoland, including the new 2013 Sentra and a 2013 Altima. Drive home a lifetime of great service today. And Gerald Nissan is always a better deal, I guarantee it.
Sports Talk Live, tonight at 5:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Qdoba Mexican Grill wants to spread their 3-cheese queso love to the Chicagoland area. Opt in to Qdoba's mobile club by texting Q to 50500 to receive free chips and queso. Sounds good.
Tonight, while Detroit looks to scrape their way into the playoffs, the Blackhawks aim to tighten their grip on the #1 seed. Don't miss a huge division battle from the Madhouse. Blackhawks, Red Wings, tonight at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet.
An Al Secord fan. This guy could score a goal, get in a fight, all within about 15 seconds. Cubs leading 1-0. They want to congratulate Jay and Melanie Gurrell on the birth of their third son and another Cub fan for life, Grady Jack Gurrell, born 3 days ago, 9 pounds 19 inches.
Ooh, big
congratulations.
Fella. Big feller. Grady, I like it.
Ball missing on Buster Posey. And the plate for each of the first 2 games of this series. Occasionally will play first.
Understandable that Villanueva would be careful with Posey, such a dangerous hitter, but he's in a nice rhythm. He's throwing a lot of strikes, so you got to be careful. Sometimes you're pitching a game like this, it's tight. As you get into the middle innings, you change your mindset a little bit. Instead of just being aggressive and going after hitters, you start to pitch to protect the lead, pitching away from the strike zone, and you got to pick your spots. Certainly in an RBI situation with a dangerous hitter, you want to be careful. You don't want to start walking people here either. That's been a big problem for the Cubs staff.
Good look from behind home plate. There's slow curve, 3-1. You know, you bring up an interesting point about a starting pitcher cruising along. Now, second time through the order, if you have success the first time through, you would say, well, just keep doing what you're doing. But do you have to kind of make adjustments to stay ahead of the competition, as Castro will get Posey on a 3-1? I guess it depends, right?
Well, that's a fight you always have as a pitcher. You know, will what I did last time work, or is this hitter going to be sitting on it because of how I got him out last time? Do I need to make an adjustment? Typically with the best hitters, the answer is yes. You cannot assume you're going to be able to get them out the same exact way you did last time. There are other guys you just know, you get a feel because of your track record with him, the scouting report you have on him. If I make this pitch in this situation, he's likely to pop it up, or I can lock him up with a breaking ball.
Pence with a base hit. And the very first pitch.
And then there are some hitters that are just so good where you're just hoping. Throw it in there and hope something good happens.
It's the first Giant hit since Pagan led off the game. 12 in a row retired, 13 if you include the caught stealing before that Pence single. Well, the other part of it generally is just stay out of patterns, right? Just try to keep them guessing, and Villanueva has the repertoire to do that.
Yeah,
you mentioned earlier.
Because as a pitcher, you can fall into patterns pretty easily. I like to throw my 2-2 when I'm even, or my changeup when I'm even in the count. So 2-2, 1-1, I'm throwing my changeup, and if you do that time after time, hitters aren't dumb. Most of them aren't anyway. They're going to sniff that out.
There goes Pence, swing and a miss, throw to second, safe this time. Very close. Good throw by Castillo. You almost nailed his second runner of the day.
Castillo did everything right. It was a tough pitch to handle. It was a changeup, a swing and a miss on the changeup. Pence measuring a very modest lead, but he gets a pretty good jump. And Castillo gets off a tremendous throw.
It looked like the throw beat him. Well, let's see. We've looked at it 3 times and I still can't tell. Now, this is the first time the Giants have had a runner at second, so they may change up the signs. It's the indicator.
Let's get a good look here. Man, that could have gone either way. Really close.
The one thing we know, Jeff Nelson can't call, I'm not sure. It's either safe or out.
Yeah, he can't, no do-over. Can't go to the replay. No red flag to throw.
No war room in Toronto. Maybe someday. Long pause before the 2-1. Now 2-2 on Belt.
It's an interesting debate, isn't it? With more replay and how much to do. We've got issues in this game with pace of play to begin with. And if you start stopping to review plays like that, it's really going to slow things down.
It's going to carry all the way out to DeJesus. So Belt hit it too well.
Good, solid contact here. Back-to-back hitters for the Giants. So maybe second time around they are getting a better feel for Villanueva. Although, you could make the argument that replay might speed up the game because it would keep the managers off the field with those lengthy arguments.
It would limit arguments. The key is that you could do replay in a way where you have a fifth umpire in a booth upstairs with communication to the crew chief. You just don't want to take the umpires off the field like they do now.
It's frustrating because how many times have you sat up here in the booth, seen the replay, and know what the call should be? And if you were an official with the league, you could just buzz the crew chief. Yeah, he was out. Let's go. Move it along.
The argument against replay is that Penn's play was so close it was inconclusive. So how many times do you look at it? You look at it twice, you can't make a determination, you go with the call on the field, maybe.
Yeah. The whole NFL thing, not enough to overturn.
Cubs leading by a run. Hence it's second, 2 outs, and a 1-1 to Blanco's off the plate inside.
There's that old anecdote. I don't know if it's true or not. One of the old time umpires, Bill Clem or somebody like that, on a tag play at second base, signaled out, yelled safe. And the base runner said, well, what is it? And he said, well, you know you're safe, I know you're safe, but 30,000 people up there think you're out, so son, you're out.
Blanco vacated, but the pitch counts apparently, and it's ball 3. Only the umpire can call time, not the batter. Might have been a little distracting for Villanueva, though. It's Lance Barksdale.
You rocking some shades back there?
Yeah.
Using everything in his arsenal here. That was a 3-1 changeup to Gregor Blanco he just threw. Still some issues. Villanueva is confused about the count. He asked Barksdale a couple different times prior to that pitch. Back to that changeup.
Tying run at second with 2 outs. Crawford on deck.
Leave your feet in the infield. Make sure you knock this ball down if it's hit on the ground.
It is on the ground, but right at Rizzo, and he will take it himself to end the frame. Giants get a man past first for the initial time today here in the 5th inning, but they do not score once again.
Let's have a conference call over the weekend.
Great idea.
Yeah, you're probably going to need to be home between 10 and 6.
Gonna need to keep it in the shop till Monday.
Get big savings now during the Menards door sale. Add quality with Chamberlain garage door openers. This 3/4 horsepower model features MyQ technology with battery backup. It lets you control your interior and exterior lights. $219 after rebate. All Mastercraft special order exterior and interior doors are on sale. The Catherine Steel exterior door with patina accents is $119 after rebate. The Augustine half light also with patina accents is $189.
Save big money at Menards.
Really? Again?
If I had easy-to-use controls like the all-new Snapper rear engine rider with its high-vac deck and compact design, I could turn some heads.
And if I had automotive-style suspension like the new Simplicity, plus a free-floating mower deck for the best cut, I'd be all that, too.
But we don't.
I'm okay with that.
It's a lot less snoring.
See your neighborhood Snapper or Simplicity dealer.
Let's have a conference call over the weekend.
Great idea.
Yeah, you're probably going to need to be home between 10 and 6.
Gonna need to keep it in the shop till Monday.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan with a Coors Light Sportsnet Central update. Darwin Barney received his gold glove before today's game. He also took infield practice and had his stitches removed from the knee he injured in spring training. He'll begin a rehab assignment in Iowa tomorrow and plans on playing no later than Tuesday. Todd Hollandsworth joins me later on the postgame show. And let's send you back to Len and JD at Wrigley.
Cap, thank you very much. Cubs have played a very solid, clean game today, leading 1-0.
And Kane has allowed the 1 home run to David DeJesus. That's the difference in the ball game. Both these guys doing a heck of a job today. We've got Rizzo first time up, got Soriano to chase a high heater, and then caught Rizzo looking. Fastball down around the knees. Got 4 punch outs this afternoon.
Well, here's his nemesis, DeJesus, 2 for 2, double and a home run.
Go soft, first pitch changeup for strike 1.
David's now 6 for 13 with 2 homers in his career against Kane. Shuffle step to the right. Scudero makes the play. Another happy birthday wish. Joey Roble turning 9. Happy birthday, Joey. It'd be great to be 9 again just for a day at least.
Always right with the world when you're 9 years old. About the time a lot of kids fall in love with baseball.
Find the Interleague Series this weekend, and it's the Mets and the Twins starting tonight at Target Field. Red Hot Braves go to Washington. That's a big series for early to mid-April. Braves have won 6 straight. The Nationals 3 in a row. One and 2 to Castro. riding in on his hands, and he fouled it into the upper deck.
Yes, sir. A lot of different ways Kane can go here. He could double up, go back hard in, or breaking ball away. He's going with the latter. He hung it.
That is crushed out into deep left center, and it will go to make it 2-0. It's his first of the year.
You hang it, he will bang it. With 2 home runs, both solo shots. Cubs lead 2-0. Hanging breaking ball up about belly button high. And then is our Ford home run replay. That's the kind of pitch when it leaves your hand, you're saying, boy, I'd like to have this one back.
28th of Starlin's career, first since September 25th of last year at Coors Field off Jorge De La Rosa. Couple of solo shots. Cubs lead 2-0. Third foul out of play, 1-2 to Rizzo. Carlos Carrasco has just been given an 8-game suspension for plunking Kevin Youkilis the other day. Coming back from a 5-game suspension from 2011. He missed last year due to elbow surgery. Well, he's going to have to sit out 8 games.
Kind of early in the year for all this bad blood.
Yeah. After the really high 4-seamer. Tough day for Anthony. That's 5 strikeouts for Kane, 3 against Rizzo.
See Posey setting that glove at the top of the strike zone, and Kane complies. High heater. You just can't do anything with that pitch.
Ground ball, backhanded play, Crawford. And the Cubs done in the 5th. Starlin Castro with a 1-out home run out into left center, creating a souvenir for one of the fans in the bleachers, and the Cubs lead 2-0.
We all know it's about the journey and not the destination. But sometimes it's about the destination, too. More flights to more places. That's how we fly. Southwest now offers new nonstop service from Midway to Charlotte and Rochester, starting at $79 one way, beginning April 14th. Book now online, only at southwest.com. We are Southwest. Welcome aboard.
Is saving money better than not saving money?
Yeah!
Okay, if you save enough money, what would you do with it?
I would buy an island made out of candy.
An island made out of candy?
It would be like sand full of sugar.
Sand full of sugar?
The water can be made out of like soda. When you take a shower, it can be made out of like hot fudge.
Ooh.
What about the animals? What would they be made out of?
I'm assuming they'd be made out of candy.
It's not complicated. Saving is better. Switch to AT&T, and your family can save up to $100 a month with Mobile Share.
The GMC Terrain. Color touch sound system. Bluetooth connectivity.
Call Jen.
This is smart.
OnStar app ready. The 2013 GMC Terrain. Over 100 standard features that make you more capable. That's professional grade. Lease this 2013 Terrain with an EPA estimated 32 highway NPG for around $199 per month.
Tonight, it's a grudge match at the Met House as Taves and the Hawks welcome Datsuk and the Wings to the West Side. Coverage begins at 7 with Chevy Blackhawks pregame live. Don't miss Blackhawks Red Wings tonight at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Here on the Cubs as they battle the Rangers at Wrigley on Wednesday, April 17th. 7:05 ball game. First 10,000 fans will receive a special Cubs winter hat. Compliments of Pepsi, modeled there by Dale Swain, beautifully, I might add. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Two to nothing. The Cubs have the lead.
Really, you can't be in a bad mood when you're wearing a pom-pom in your hat.
It's a good call, yeah.
I ever hear like pom-pom hat and surly in combination. You're just jovial.
Well, now we get into the big, is it pom-pom or pom-pon?
Pom-pon?
You ever heard of that?
I'm not familiar with that.
Never heard of that spelling. Swing and a miss on a changeup.
I have not.
Get a lot of Twitter reaction. Which is more proper, pom-pom, both M's, or pom-pon? My guess is they're both acceptable. Off the plate outside.
I've never heard of the pom-pon.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. Is that a regional thing?
I don't think it is.
Crawford may have just bought himself a fastball the way he laid off that 2-1 changeup. We'll see.
Pitcher on deck, 3-1.
Villanueva and Castillo having a hard time getting together here. Exactly what they want to throw. Fastball away.
There is ball 4, and that is the first walk of the day for Villanueva.
Yeah, you know, two schools of thought there for Villanueva. You know, three actually. He could have just channeled the fastball 3-1, just humped one over the middle of the plate and let him take a big swing at it. He's got a 2-run lead, and at this point, he's probably wishing he had done that now that he walked him, or try to trick him or paint. And he went with trying to paint the outside corner and just missed. Fun to watch a guy like Villanueva work, though, because you can understand his thinking, the way he's trying to set up hitters, move the ball around. Some pitchers, you just know they're just humping it up there with no real clue as to how to get hitters out, just trusting their stuff.
Bunted by Kane, and the play will have to go to first. 1-4. Get real-time info, including pitcher gas gauge stats, tweets with Cubs in-game live, only at CSNChicago.com. It's brought to you by Comcast Business Class. Runner at second with one away, top of the order now. Outside. The early reaction on Twitter is pom-pom. With
2% of the precincts in and weighing in.
But you nailed it. It's a back corner there. 1-1.
Slow curveball, and Villanueva may have caught a little break there that time. 66 miles an hour. Saw one at 61 earlier.
the end of the bat, shallow right center. Sherholtz cruising, and he's got it. Crawford has to hold.
I think Pagan, after that slow curve, thought that Villanueva would come back fastball. He did not. He went back to a changeup. It was drifting out away from him, and it's all gone for Pagan. That front side flies open. Everything is out of whack. He's able to make a little contact, but not much. Another good quality pitch by Villanueva, who's up against one of the best pitchers in baseball, and he's out pitching him here this afternoon. Cub fans have to be happy with what they've seen from Villanueva so far through 2 starts in a Cub uniform.
I have to say the changeup, when executed the way it has been today by the Cubs starter, that's my favorite pitch. Just to see guys get so off balance on such a slow pitch.
Yeah, and it's you know, the fact that he also has a good breaking ball and the fastball command that just forces the hitters to contemplate so many different things. They can't just disregard a certain pitch or a certain area of the strike zone.
That is caught, I believe, by Clevenger, but no indication. So it'll go 5-3. Might as well throw it if they don't give you the out. That ball was hit hard, but they get Scudero, and the inning is over. 2-0 Cubs.
Motor Trend asked truck owners who aren't driving a Ford to take the EcoBoost Challenge.
Ford, I'm impressed.
Ford F-150 with EcoBoost technology versus Chevy Silverado.
Silverado is struggling right now. The F-150 just totally outperformed it.
It made towing that huge boat around very easy.
I'm very surprised that it's a V6. I would pick the Ford if I had my choice between the two.
Get an F-150 with 0% financing for 60 months or choose $6,250 in cash savings plus $1,000 bonus cash.
Tuesday, Chicago's boys are back in town as AJ, Gio, and the Rangers pay a visit to the friendly confines. Live pregame coverage begins at 6:30 with Sportsnet Central. Don't miss Cubs Rangers Tuesday night at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Tired of fees piling up on your prepaid card? Introducing Chase Liquid, the reloadable card with no fee reloads and withdrawals at Chase ATMs, all for one flat monthly fee so there's zero confusion. Get rid of prepaid problems. Get Chase Liquid.
Someday he'll call her and she will come running and fall in his arms, and the tears will fall down and she'll pray, I want to fall in love.
At ChristianMingle.com, you can join the largest, fastest growing community of Christian singles and find God's match for you, the way we did. Join ChristianMingle.com today. Joining is easy and free.
White Sox Indians, tomorrow at 2:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
8th annual Chicago Cubs Charities Race to Wrigley 5K run presented by Atletico is coming up Saturday, May 11th. It starts at Wrigley. Participants will run around the neighborhood, finish under the legendary marquee at Clark and Addison. And this year, runners who raise $1,000 or more are able to run a post-race victory lap around the warning track. Participants who raise $500 or more can enjoy brunch inside the stadium following the race. Go to racetowrigley.com to register. One strike on Sherholtz. 4 hits in the set, including a double in the 4th today. Lindsey Dixon wants us to give the Brits watching their first live game of the season a shout out today. Coming to Wrigley in August.
The Brits?
The Brits.
Then that's their last name, or they're British?
Yes. Wynn Griffiths loves that. Up in the booth with us. Fine photographer. Watching in Ireland as well.
Maybe we can arrange some bangers and mash at the ballpark. Some shepherd's pie.
I want to welcome those viewers watching on ESPN UK and Rogers Sportsnet in Toronto. I'm sure there's some Blue Jay fans wishing Carlos Villanueva were still in their rotation. Had a really rough start.
Blue Jay fans wishing the guys currently in their rotation would get things pointed in the right direction. They've got some talented pitching up there, but so far it's been a bumpy ride for the Jays.
They're in Kansas City tonight. Jay Happ and Luis Mendoza, scheduled starters. Ground ball knocked down by Belt into foul ground. He'll flip to Kane, covering for the 3-1 out.
Now the key there for the pitcher is not to give up on that play, not to assume that the first baseman is going to field it cleanly and take it himself. Belt able to knock it down, and then Kane hustling over to cover the bag. The other thing you got to be careful, you're going hard like that to cover. Sometimes the pitcher will actually cross the base before catching the ball. I think he was okay there, but it was close.
Little flare, right field. That bat died a hero. And Castillo has his second hit, and that one hurt. Shaking that right hand. Ow.
Yeah, we talked so much about getting jammed in the cold weather, but the one down off the end of the bat is probably worse.
Clevenger 0 for 2 at the plate. Has had an uneventful day at third. Made a nice play to end the 6th, but that's really the only ground ball he's been a part of. Changeup finds the dirt.
Castillo not a base stealer. You might be tempted to play a little hit and run here if you felt you could trust Clevenger to put the ball in play off Kane. Comes up empty on a swing and miss. Castillo would be hung out to dry.
Lined to the center fielder Pagan.
Sometimes you don't want to put a play on 2 balls and no strikes and force a hitter to swing at a bad pitch. He's got such a favorable situation in terms of the count. That's why 2-1 is the count you most often see a hit and run play.
They're watching us all over the world, partner. Per Gravinius checks in from Sweden. Whole family cheering on the Cubs today, or tonight, whatever time it is in Sweden. It's not a little after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I know that.
Hello, Sweden. This is my Larry King impersonation. That's the best I got.
What'll be more? Sweden, hello. Ball 1 on Valbuena. Hey, we've got the current cast of Second City. Let Them Eat Chaos is their current show, and they will be conducting the 7th inning stretch. And they were having a party up in the lunchroom, so it's going to get a little chaotic.
Yeah, there you go.
I think the intention coming up. Do a wonderful job. I've seen just about every show the last 5 or 6 years.
So when they start a show, and maybe this would be something you could ask while they're in here, but how long does a show run for?
I will let you ask that question.
Good.
Depends on the show.
I've just done my prep work for our interview. Valbuena again having a nice patient at bat. 2-0 hitters count, but he didn't get a real good pitch to swing at there at 2-0. Spit on that and hope for a better one. wasn't a better one. Not from his point of view. That's what Kane has been able to do. That's what Villanueva's been able to do all day. Throw that changeup in any count.
Two slider. Kane wanted it. Didn't get it. It's full 3-2.
And Luis hitting just 200 coming into play today with a .333 on base percentage. Not great. Ability to work some walks has paid off for him.
Line into center and a base hit. Castillo will keep on running. Good day for Valbuena. 3 plate appearances. He's reached all 3 times.
Just a great at bat there. That was really a good solid approach at the plate. This fastball's out of 3rd and down, and Charlie Brown's Matt Cain there. Almost put him on his backside.
So it is just after 10 p.m. in Sweden. It's 6 a.m. in Australia. Dan Nancaro's watching us there. Sandoval. That's Villanueva. Cubs lead 2. We head off to the 7th. The home team leading 2-0.
Kelly Blue Book says Nissan Rogue is designed to stand out from the competition. Bet Honda and Toyota never saw that coming. Nissan Rogue with class exclusive around view monitor. Save up to $4,000. Shop at choosenissan.com.
Save big money on everything you need during the Menards Project Days sale. Get the best stain and sealant in one with Ultra Advanced from Pittsburgh. It provides ultra long-lasting protection. Save $6 per gallon. That's $30 on 5-gallon pails. Add beauty with Shaw laminate flooring. It's easy to install and features a natural wood look and embossed texture for a realistic feel. Available in 5 colors, just $149 a square foot.
Save big money at Menards.
I was turned in Djibouti, Africa, 2004.
The Battle of Bataan, 1942.
Fort Benning, Georgia, in 1999.
USAA auto insurance is often handed down from generation to generation because it offers a superior level of protection and because USAA's commitment to serve the military, veterans, and their families is without equal. Begin your legacy. Get an auto insurance quote. USAA. We know what it means to serve.
Road and Track called Sentra an economy car, minus the look and feel of an economy car. Wonder how Civic and Corolla look and feel about that. The all-new Nissan Sentra with best-in-class MPG, leased for $149 per month. Shop at choosenissan.com.
Tomorrow, don't miss an AL Central showdown on Comcast Sportsnet as Chris Sale and the White Sox look to shut down the Tribe in Cleveland. Coverage begins at 2:30 with Subaru Pregame Live. White Sox Indians, tomorrow at 2:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Yes! It will go! He gone. Number 13. This ball game is over. Katie Rich from Second City is with us. Hi.
Hi, Len.
Let Them Eat Chaos is now playing.
Yes, it is.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to.
You will.
Very soon.
You're very supportive of us.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm there probably 4 or 5 times a year.
A week.
So JD, ask your question.
Can I be on? Can I be on?
Ask Katie.
So
your,
Let Them Eat
question.
Chaos.
Yes.
No, I don't. I didn't mean this.
Okay,
I meant that.
Okay.
So this, how long is this going to run? What's
It's
the
an
deal
open
with it?
run.
Which means?
It's an open run, which means we keep going as long as you guys
as
keep
long as
coming.
people like it.
Yeah.
And what's the cutoff? What do you tell? You show up sometime, there's 10 people there. You think, well, it's time
There's
to move
never
on?
10 people there. Never less than 300. I don't get out of bed for less than 300 people.
Do you know what the record is for the longest run for a show?
I think 2 years. I think between Barack and A Hard Place.
That was
ran
a great
for
one.
about 2 years. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
So we're going to get JD and his wife Lori,
You
his
have to
daughters to come to Second City.
How old are your daughters? You don't even know.
Put me under that kind of pressure. They're 24, 22, 18.
Okay, so it'll be appropriate for him then.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Thoughtful of you.
Yeah, got to.
Pablo Sandoval just cued one foul. So you told me this is a dream come true before we went on the air. Why is this a dream come true?
My family are lifelong diehard Cubs fans, even though we're Southsiders.
Oh, we like hearing that.
Yeah, we are Southsiders, but we are lifelong Cubs fans, and so to be up here where Harry Carey almost fell out many days is really a dream come true.
So you have a Twitter handle at the Second City.
Yeah.
Who actually tweets?
I don't know. Some guy.
We'll find out.
I'm Katie Mary Rich. That's my Twitter handle.
Okay.
If you want to follow
So
me.
you have a fun gig though, right? You show up every night and you just make people laugh.
It's a great gig. It's a great gig. You guys aren't doing too bad either, though. Let's be honest.
We're pretty fortunate.
You're pretty fortunate.
I would agree. There's a line out. Sandoval hit it hard right at Steve Clevenger. All right, we're going to bring your colleagues in.
My friends?
And I would tell you to keep it down, but I think it's impossible to tell this group to keep it down, right?
No.
They're just
There's no way.
bursting at the seams.
We just have to be ourselves.
That's right. Well, have a great time, Katie.
Thank you, Len.
Great to see you.
Thank you so much.
We look forward to
So nice to
out.
meet
Let
you.
them
Thank
eat
you.
chaos at Second City. There's Buster Posey. And he takes a strike.
So Steve Clevenger getting the start down there at third base for the first time. It's been quiet for him all of a sudden. The last two hitters have hit rockets in his direction. He's made plays on both of them. Most guys would tell you they'd prefer to get a little ground ball early in the game just to settle in, but he sat out there for 5 innings without having to handle anything, and then rocket off the bat of Scudero to end the 6th, and this line drive from the Panda here to start the 7th.
Where'd you go, partner? I can't see you.
I'm over here amidst the chaos.
0-2 pitch is outside, and Posey held up.
You did. There's the gang getting ready.
Getting ready. And it's I don't know if I've been to a Second City show where they haven't made some Cub references. Definitely Cub socks. That's always a part of it. Makes it fun. Change up, tap toward third. Clevenger with his toughest play of the day. 2 outs. Posey still hitless in the series.
A couple of ground balls to short for Posey prior to this swing of the bat. He rolls over on another good changeup from Villanueva, able to throw that ball to his glove side down and away. Very effective pitch, and Clevenger making his 3rd consecutive play.
Ball 1 on Hunter Pence.
That changeup there was a little dangerous. Drifted back to the inside part of the plate. So it could be problematic for you.
Curveball low and outside. 2-0. It's James Russell.
Worked an inning yesterday and struck out the side. Good try. Maybe just a little bit down. That pitch appeared to be on the plate, maybe low. And then again, maybe not.
Crosses the plate. Pretty good. 3-1 on Pence. Castro coming in. Stretch time with Second City.
Today's guest conductors for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, cast members of the Second City.
All right, Cubs fans! Let me hear ya! On 1, on 2, on 3! Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd.
The 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Captain Morgan. Raise your glass always in moderation.